For years, Sarah McCorquodale, Princess Diana's older sister, lived in the shadows of her famous sibling, forced to endure relentless media rumors and unspoken grief. Now, at 60, Sarah has decided to speak out for the first time, breaking down in tears as she addresses the long-standing speculations about her family and her relationship with Diana. What led Sarah to finally confront the painful rumors, and how has the weight of public life shaped her? The intrigue of royal lives. Princess Diana was undoubtedly one of the most famous and beloved figures of the 20th century, an icon whose life, filled with both profound beauty and immense tragedy, captivated the hearts and imaginations of millions around the world. Known as the People's Princess, Diana's fame transcended borders, and she became a symbol of compassion, grace, and resilience in the face of personal suffering and public scrutiny. Whether it was her humanitarian work, her struggles with the royal family, or her tumultuous marriage to Prince Charles, Diana's life story unfolded like a modern fairy tale, yet with painful, tragic chapters that would shape her legacy. Her extraordinary public life has overshadowed the more intimate aspects of her personal life, particularly the complex relationships she had with her family, including her siblings. While the world watched Diana's every move, few truly understood the dynamics that existed between her and her family, especially her older sister, Sarah McCorquodale. Sarah, who was often seen in the background during major public events, has long been a figure of intrigue to those who sought to understand the quieter, less publicized side of the Spencer family. For years, Sarah lived much of her life out of the media spotlight, offering only rare and brief glimpses into her private world. Yet, after decades of silence, Sarah McCorquodale, now at 60, has chosen to break that silence in a deeply emotional moment. For the first time, she addresses not only the intense rumors that have followed her family for years, but also the profound grief she's carried since her sister's tragic and untimely death in 1997. This moment of vulnerability offers a window into Sarah's inner world, revealing the complexities of her relationship with Diana, the impact of their family's public life, and the emotional toll of being under constant media scrutiny. Sarah's tears are not just a symbol of her personal sorrow, but also a powerful reckoning with a lifetime of unwarranted rumors and unrelenting public speculation about her family's inner workings. Her decision to speak out now, decades after Diana's death, offers a sense of catharsis for a woman who has long borne the weight of assumptions and misrepresentations. Sarah's emotional revelation adds a new layer of understanding to the Spencer family's legacy, one that has often been overshadowed by the glitz and glamour of Diana's public image. This article aims to explore the emotional depth of Sarah's revelation, examining the reasons behind her long silence, the impact of losing Diana, and how her decision to finally address these long-standing rumors changes the narrative of the Spencer family, inviting the public to see them in a new light. The Spencer family, a royal but private background. The Spencer family, though aristocratic, led a relatively private life, far removed from the intense media scrutiny that often surrounded the royal family. Before Diana's marriage to Prince Charles, the Spencers were not accustomed to the public attention that would soon follow. They lived on their family's ancestral estate at Althorpe in Northamptonshire, where Sarah McCorquodale, born in 1955, was the first child of John Spencer, the 8th Earl Spencer, and Frances Ruth Burke Roche, an American socialite. Sarah grew up with her siblings, Diana, Jane, and Charles, on the estate, enjoying a life that was more private compared to the royal family's very public existence. Although the Spencers were part of British aristocracy, their lives were not in the public eye until Diana became involved with Prince Charles. Once Diana's relationship with Charles became public, the Spencers' private world shifted dramatically. Diana's beauty, charm, and elegance quickly captivated the public, earning her the title of the People's Princess, while at the same time casting a shadow over her family. The media's obsession with Diana highlighted the contrast between her and her quieter, more reserved siblings, especially Sarah. Sarah, the eldest Spencer daughter, had a vastly different experience than her younger sister. While Diana was quickly thrust into the international spotlight, Sarah remained a private figure, known for avoiding attention. As the elder sister, she often played a protective and supportive role in Diana's life. Diana, with her growing fame, was the star of the family, while Sarah stayed out of the limelight, content with her more reserved lifestyle. However, as Diana's fame grew, so did the media's interest in the Spencer family. The press began to scrutinize Sarah's life, comparing her to Diana and often speculating about the family dynamics. This led to a series of rumors and assumptions about Sarah, her relationship with Diana, and her role within the family, which would follow her for years. Although Sarah preferred to stay private, the increasing media attention made it difficult to avoid public speculation. Diana's rise to fame, the family in the spotlight. Diana's rise to international fame was nothing short of meteoric, beginning with her courtship and eventual marriage to Prince Charles in 1981. The entire world watched in awe as the young schoolteacher from a relatively unknown aristocratic family transformed into the new Princess of Wales. What was initially seen as a fairy tale wedding quickly evolved into a global spectacle, with Diana's life constantly under the media microscope. As she navigated the complexities of royal duties, a troubled marriage, and public battles with mental health, her personal struggles became fodder for tabloids around the world. However, alongside the relentless scrutiny of Diana's life, her family life also came under fire, with her siblings, particularly Sarah, often drawn into the limelight not because of their own actions, but due to their connection to Diana. The intense media attention that followed Diana's every move had a profound impact on her family, often overshadowing their own personal lives. Despite the Spencer family's aristocratic background and long history of public service, they were seldom portrayed in a positive light in the press. The constant media frenzy surrounding Diana seemed to color the public's perception of her family, and the Spencers were frequently seen as mere extensions of Diana's own narrative. There were recurring rumors that the Spencer family wasn't as close-knit as they appeared in public, especially when it came to the relationship between Diana and Sarah. Some tabloids insinuated that Sarah, as the elder sibling, might have been envious of the attention Diana garnered, or that there was some underlying tension or resentment between the sisters due to the media's obsession with Diana. These rumors were fueled by the public's fascination with the contrast between Diana's radiant, media-friendly image and the more reserved, private demeanor of Sarah, which led some to speculate about strained family relationships. However, these rumors were based largely on speculation, with no clear evidence to back up the claims. Sarah McCorquodale, who had always valued her privacy, never publicly addressed such gossip or confirmed any tensions within the family. She was careful to avoid engaging with the media, preferring instead to stay out of the spotlight and protect the integrity of her family life. As the elder Spencer sibling, Sarah assumed a protective role, especially toward Diana, supporting her through the intense pressure of public life. Yet, as Diana's fame grew, Sarah found herself increasingly thrust into the media's focus, where speculation about her relationship with Diana, her role in the family, and her feelings about the press's treatment of her sister became a constant theme. Despite this, Sarah remained largely silent, never providing the public with answers, which only allowed the rumors to flourish unchecked. In many ways, Sarah's silence in the face of such speculation became a form of resistance to the invasive nature of the press, as well as a means of protecting her own emotional well-being. The speculation surrounding Sarah was never more intense than in the aftermath of Diana's tragic death in 1997, when the media, still obsessed with the late princess, turned its gaze toward her family. Yet, despite being thrust into the media spotlight following Diana's passing, Sarah continued to remain a largely enigmatic figure, unwilling to let the press dictate her narrative. As Diana became a public figure, the Spencer family, by association, became targets for media scrutiny. Sarah's quiet demeanor and reluctance to step into the public eye led to even more speculation. Her life, her relationships, and her role within the family were constantly questioned by the press, and this only intensified after Diana's divorce from Prince Charles in 1996. Sarah, who had always valued her privacy, found herself unable to escape the constant media attention. The tragic death of Princess Diana, a family torn apart. The tragedy that shocked the world came on August 31st, 1997, when Princess Diana tragically died in a car crash in Paris. Her sudden and violent death sent shockwaves around the globe, leaving millions devastated by the loss of a woman who had touched their lives in profound and personal ways. Diana was not just a public figure. To many, she was a symbol of compassion and vulnerability, and her passing felt like the loss of someone they had known intimately. However, for Sarah and the rest of the Spencer family, the loss was not only the death of a beloved sister, but also the painful reality of being thrust into the unforgiving media frenzy that followed in its wake. The aftermath of Diana's death was an incredibly chaotic and overwhelming time for the Spencer family. While the world's attention was focused on the royal family's response and the inevitable questions surrounding how Diana's children, Prince William and Prince Harry, would cope with the loss of their mother, the Spencer siblings, in many ways, were left to process their grief in private. The media's insatiable appetite for details about Diana's life, death, and family dynamics made it almost impossible for Sarah to mourn in peace. As she navigated the devastating loss of her sister, Sarah also found herself at the center of a media storm, with the press focusing their attention on the details of the Spencer family's relationships, particularly her bond with Diana. Some outlets reported that Diana had been estranged from her family in her final years, painting a picture of deep rifts within the Spencer family that were not accurate. Other rumors speculated about Sarah's role in Diana's life, some suggesting that she had been too distant or that their relationship had been strained. These false narratives, based on nothing more than speculation, were deeply painful for Sarah, who had been close to her sister. Yet, despite the constant media attention, she never had the chance to publicly defend herself or set the record straight. The pain of losing Diana was compounded by the relentless press intrusion, as the media twisted her family's grief into something it was not. The press's obsession with the details surrounding Diana's tragic death extended to every member of the Spencer family, with Sarah becoming one of the primary subjects of scrutiny. The media invasion into her personal life was often invasive and sensationalized, leaving her with little room to grieve or heal in peace. She was forced to endure the exploitation of her family's personal pain, all while maintaining a stoic silence in the face of the lies and misinformation being spread about her. Sarah's grief was not only for the loss of her sister, but also for the invasive and often cruel way her family's mourning was handled by the press. The toll of public scrutiny, the emotional cost of fame. The years following Diana's death were marked by relentless media pressure on the Spencer family, and Sarah was no exception. As the press focused on every detail of her and her siblings' lives, Sarah chose silence as a way to protect her emotional well-being. By staying out of the public eye, she sought to shield herself from the invasive scrutiny and rumors that plagued her family. However, this constant attention took a heavy emotional toll on Sarah, especially since she was unable to publicly defend herself against the false narratives that often circulated. Despite her desire for privacy, the media continued to focus on Sarah, questioning her role in Diana's life and speculating on her actions after her sister's death. In an effort to maintain control over the narrative, Sarah largely stayed out of the spotlight, only appearing at family events or public memorials for Diana. However, the relentless rumors and assumptions about her continued to weigh heavily on her. The pressure to maintain a facade of stoic silence, even as she grieved in private, placed an emotional strain on her. This ongoing scrutiny left Sarah feeling emotionally drained and isolated, unable to mourn her sister without the burden of public judgment. In a rare moment of reflection, Sarah once confided in an interview that the hardest part of losing Diana was not just the death of her sister, but the public's need to dissect every aspect of her life. It became clear that Sarah's silence was not an avoidance of the public eye, but a personal choice to protect herself and her family from further emotional harm. Breaking the silence. Sarah McCorquodale finally speaks out. At the age of 60, Sarah McCorquodale finally decided to break her silence. After decades of living in the shadow of her famous sister and dealing with the emotional toll of constant media scrutiny, Sarah opened up about her feelings. In an emotional interview, she addressed the long-standing rumors surrounding her family, her relationship with Diana, and the grief that she had carried silently for so long. In a tear-filled moment, Sarah spoke candidly about her bond with Diana, revealing that their relationship had always been one of love and support. She described how deeply Diana's death had affected her, and how the years of media speculation about her family had compounded her pain. Sarah revealed that, despite the rumors, she had always been close to her sister, and had felt the loss of Diana in an indescribable way. She spoke with raw emotion about how the pressure of being a member of the Spencer family had affected her mental and emotional health. For Sarah, this moment of vulnerability was an opportunity to reclaim her narrative. She explained that while she had chosen to remain silent for years, it was no longer something she could do. The rumors about her family, particularly the false portrayal of her relationship with Diana, had been too painful to ignore. By speaking out, Sarah not only cleared the air about the misconceptions, but also offered the public a glimpse into the private pain she had endured for decades. The courage to speak and the healing power of truth. Sarah McCorquodale's decision to break her silence and address the rumors surrounding her family and her relationship with Princess Diana at the age of 60 is an extraordinary display of strength, resilience, and emotional maturity. For decades, the Spencer family has been under intense public scrutiny, often overshadowed by the immense fame of Diana, Princess of Wales. In choosing to speak out, Sarah not only provides clarity on long-standing speculations, but also takes back control of her own narrative, a powerful act in the face of a lifetime spent in the shadows of her sister's iconic legacy. Her words have not only brought personal closure, but have also offered a much-needed humanizing perspective on the Spencer family. While the world remembers Princess Diana as a beloved figure, Sarah's revelation reminds us that those closest to public figures often face unimaginable emotional tolls, dealing with the pressures of fame while trying to maintain their own identities. This courageous step to speak the truth, despite the emotional cost, underscores the idea that living in the public eye is not without its challenges, and that there is more to a family story than what is presented to the world. By sharing her own truth, Sarah McCorquodale has given the public an opportunity to see the complexities of the Spencer family beyond the legacy of Princess Diana. Her choice to finally speak out proves that even those who have lived in the shadows of fame deserve to have their voices heard and their experiences acknowledged. In doing so, Sarah not only addresses the rumors that have lingered for so long, but also highlights the importance of reclaiming one's own narrative in the face of public misconception. This moment is not just about closure for Sarah herself, but also a broader message about the emotional toll fame can take on those who aren't directly in the spotlight. If you found Sarah McCorquodale's emotional journey inspiring and you want to learn more about the Spencer family, royal history, and personal stories from those who have lived under the spotlight, be sure to subscribe to our channel for more in-depth content. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can stay updated on future videos and stories.